Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Telemark, your ski jumping podcast. My name is Luis Huluch and as usual I'm your host, but not as usual. It has been quite a difficult week for me to find some topics which should be discussed or are at least worth listening to, but I tried and hopefully you guys will enjoy today's episode. Continuing where we stopped last week, we have some team announcements which I want to talk about. First, it's actually only two teams that have been announcing their nominations for the upcoming season, and it's not that spectacular, but you know, it's two teams, so we should really mention those. Starting off with the team of the Ukraine, where the ski federation said, yeah, we're going to nominate ski jumpers, but those mainly should compete in Continental Cup and FIS Cup, basically due to the fact that none of these are allowed to jump in the World Cup already. So yeah, it's quite a bit of a developing state which this team is in. But there's still a national team sort of, consisting of Vitalina Herasimyuk and Christina Droniak, who has been injured recently, but still is the national record holder of the Ukraine. Then we have a reserve team consisting of Oksana Grushskaya, Anastasia Parushchuk, Daria Ilchuk and Yevgenia Matarchuk. Those names might not ring a bell to you, so neither they do ring a bell for me actually. And I also tried to find out something about those girls, but except Daria Ilchuk, I couldn't even find out their birth date. So yeah, we probably have to wait to see them finally so that they even appear in the FIS database, as they haven't done so far. And in the juniors team there's Tetiana Pilipchuk, who also appeared in the personal best list I actually made for the Ski Jumping Hill archive. You can find it on skijumpinghills.com, including 700 ski jumpers, female ski jumpers, that already achieved a personal distance of 50 meters and more. And then I have the Czech national team for you, which consists of 3 athletes who are Karolina Indračková, Štěpánka Ptačková and Zdenka Peshatová, who all jumped in the World Cup in the past season, all managed to score some points and also have been part of the team at the Nordic Ski World Championships in Seefeld. You might miss names like Marta Křebelkova and Barbora Blašková, who are still jumping but just not part of the national team. So that's it for this topic for this episode. We will see when the next teams are going to announce their nominations for specific squads. Actually, we are still missing those of Austria, of course, for instance, and also Slovenia, etc., etc. But those are hopefully to come soon. It might probably be the last week in which it was difficult to find topics due to the fact that today the FIS calendar conference is going to start, which is held in the Hotel Croatia at Cavtat Dubrovnik in Croatia, as you guys probably might already have predicted. This hotel is actually the place to be, or the venue of the FIS calendar conference for the third time in history after 2009 and 2013, and welcomes its visitors with pleasant weather with more than 20 degrees Celsius. So yeah, already perfect early summer weather. But actually the visitors are of course there to work and not necessarily to lay in the sun. At least I hope so. Yeah, as I stated before, it starts today on the 28th of May and lasts until the 2nd of June. The final day will be the council day, where the FIS presidents, vice presidents and secretary general, as well as 2 athletes representatives and council members, so officials from particular ski federations come together and have their special meeting throughout the whole day. On this day, on Tuesday, the first ski jumping relevant meeting will be the meeting of the Nordic Coordination Group, which starts at 18:30 in the late afternoon or early evening, just how you want it. A bit more busy the day gets on the 29th of May, so on Wednesday, where the TV expert group meets between 8 and 11 a.m. and also the coordination group of the Ski Flying World Championships in Planica 2020 meets from 11 until 12, as well as the Athletes Commission, who has two meetings from 9 to 12 and from 14 to 17, and also the World Ski Championships candidates for 2024, so ski flying, as well as 2025, so Nordic Ski World Championships, which is already confirmed that it's going to be Trondheim, are going to meet from 12 until 13 for an info meeting. And the final decisive meeting finally comes on Thursday with the ski jumping committee meeting between 8:30 and 12. This is going to be the meeting where the calendars for the upcoming season are finally going to be confirmed. So the Summer Grand Prix after the cancellation of Almaty is going to be fixed, as well as the World Cup calendars for both ladies and men. And especially the question is going to be answered, what is going to happen with the US World Cup, which is supposed to be held in Iron Mountain, which still hasn't been confirmed yet. So this is basically what is going to be the hot news for the next week. And I'm really frothing for this. I really hope, this will have a nice impact and also promising decisions for the upcoming winter season, because, I'm basically starving because of the fact that there's not much news going on, and also due to the fact that there are literally no relevant competitions at the moment. And on Friday we finally have the committee for competition equipment meeting at 18:30. And so by the end of this week and before the next episode, we hopefully have some quite exciting and hopefully only good news to speak about, and nothing more like the cancellation of the Summer Grand Prix in Almaty, which actually has been very frustrating, especially because the FIS only stated that it has been cancelled due to organizational reasons, and not exactly why. I mean, organizational can be literally everything, but that's actually how it is. So an individual for the ladies and for the men has been cancelled, as well as for the mixed team, which relevantly reduces the number of those competitions. And especially for the ladies, it is really sad to see another individual going down the river. And I think at some point the FIS also has to decide what the Summer Grand Prix actually should be. Is it just the summer series that is occasional for quite a lot of people? Because let's face it, the competitor fields in the past haven't been as attractive as they used to be back in the time where it was still discussed to make the World Cup competition that takes place throughout the whole year. Or should it be a bit more valuable? And that is definitely a decision which needs to be made in the future. Anyhow, that's basically everything I've got to say for this week. I'm very sorry there's not more to talk about, but I'm still working on it, and this phase is still a test stage for me and also for this project. But as soon as the news get a bit hotter, obviously the podcast is going to be a bit more interesting. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again, and don't forget to tune in next week as well as subscribing to your podcast feed, to the YouTube channel, and also make sure to follow the page on Facebook. That's it for this week. I hope to hear you guys back again next week, and see you soon. Bye bye.